Yeah, one of the things I don't know if I'd say it was a disappointment or maybe I don't know, maybe I just didn't know what to expect. But when they showed Snook, I thought Snook would be uh, a lot more, an abstract sort of creature, and he pretty much just looked like a super emaciated old man. Uh, I thought he would be more exotic, but well, but I kept hearing rumors that he might be 30 feet tall, and then when they showed him, and he was 30 feet tall, I'm like, oh my, he really is 30 feet tall. But of course, that was just a hologram. He was talking through a hologram, so that's mystery solved. So we don't really, so he's probably just closer to a normal human height, and it's still it's weird. I mean, maybe he's just a super skinny, super old human. Maybe he's not an alien at all. If he's an alien, he's definitely a very human-looking alien. What I was also surprised about is telling from the previews, you could pretty much tell that Ray was going to be force sensitive, but it also looked like Finn was going to be force sensitive too, because of course, they show so many parts of him with the clips of him with the lightsaber, and it's just sort of like, well, if he's going to have a lightsaber, of course he's going to be force sensitive. He's going to be some kind of Jedi or something like that. But I don't think he is. There doesn't seem to be any clue that he's force sensitive at all. There is a lot of clues that Rey was force sensitive, but Finn probably not. He just seems like a normal guy that got a hold of a lightsaber, and I thought that was really interesting. I was surprised they did that, and I kind of like, one of the things I didn't like about the prequels, and yeah, I understand, that the prequels take place in a time where there's a big population of Jedi, but at the same time, it's like, why does every character have to be a Jedi? It's almost like it's almost like if they did Lord of the Rings and every character was a wizard, and not not that I'm dissing Harry Potter. Every character is a wizard there. That's kind of a different movie, but I don't think every character. There's lots of Han Solo. Well, I guess it depends on who you ask, but in the movies, they never said he was force sensitive, and he was one of the most interesting characters. And I think it's better like that. I think if you have too many Jedis, it's like a breakfast cereal that's all marshmallows and no grain, and it's just super sweet. And another thing I was wondering about, are they going to have some kind of super weapon in this, like the Death Star? And of course they did. And I even looked at at some of the posters where they had pictures of the Star Killer base, and people saying, well, is that like another Death Star? What is that thing? And yeah, it kind of is. And I don't know. I've heard a lot of people, that just so much of it was so much like A New Hope, and I've heard people say that in good ways and bad ways, and I'm not sure how to feel about that. Maybe that, just that there's this super weapon and they destroy it at the end, uh, and of course they're trying to get a droid at the beginning that has the plans, but well, they're not the plans to the super weapon. There, it's a map to find Luke Skywalker, but still, there's so many things that are really similar and to A New Hope, and I don't know, like some people, some people think that's good and some people think that's bad, and and at the same time, I don't want them to copy the first movie, but at the same time, there's a lot of aspects of Star Wars that people like from the first movie that they probably feel compelled that they had to put it in the new movie. So I don't know. I'm kind of torn on that. There was one scene when I was watching in the theater. When I remember watching it, it was I remember thinking, what a horrible concept it was at first. Where okay, basically the Star Killer base is in one solar system, and they're shooting the laser beam or whatever it is into another solar system, and then Han Solo and Rey and Finn are in a third solar system looking at the sky, and they can see, a red streak go across the sky, and and my first thoughts were like that's impossible. There's no way they could see the actual beam, across the sky, because this that would be light years away. It would be, take years, probably decades or centuries for them to actually see it. And then I thought, well, wait, there's no way a normal laser can go from one solar system to another, in a matter of minutes, the way they depict it in the movie. So the only way the whole scene works is if they had some sort of faster than light way of transmitting that thing across space, and then of course if it's going to do that, who knows how that technology works. Maybe you could see it from another solar system. It's just it's one of those things in science fiction where it just gets to the point where it's so exotic where you can really just do whatever you want, and and so it doesn't matter if it makes sense or not. But even though, it goes back to, even though maybe it made sense, maybe it didn't, it was still kind of a chilling scene. It reminded me of uh, of Ghostbusters, you know, where their, the firehouse erupts after the ecto-containment thing is shut off, and you see these beams shooting out of the top, or even in Lord of the Rings, where the, Minas Morgul, I think that's how you pronounce it, was shooting these beams up into the sky, and people could see it for miles. It was just really, really eerie, really chilling, and on an emotional level. And like I said, a lot of Star Wars is meant to work on an emotional level more than anything else. Oh, but one of the things I thought was just fantastic about the Star Killer base is that it's getting its energy from the sun. It revolves around, and it's just constantly draining energy from it. And I mean, it seems like that's the reason that it's an ice planet. So they're draining energy from their own sun, and they're slowly killing their own planet just so they can power this gigantic war machine. And so that, I mean, that in of itself, I mean, that's one of the best metaphors I've seen for war in almost any movie.